about, and we've done the word start. So let's talk about Elliott and, Elliott leaving. What are your thoughts on this last minute?
Yeah, just to and froing with opinions and emotions with Harvey Elliott, very much like Lucho. I didn't know whether I wanted him gone, kept changing my mind, pros and cons either way, the way we look at it. In the end, I'm okay with it. In the end, initially I was very frustrated and surprised about the fee. But then when I heard about the Morgan Rogers story and the underlying thinking and thought patterns, and again, method behind the madness, building relationships, fiddle for a diddle, diddle for a fiddle, I absolutely am okay with Harvey Elliott being sent to Aston Villa on a very discounted price. If it means we have first dibs, first option, negotiating terms with Morgan Rogers.
So we'll have the first option.
That's just an opinion. It's no information. I think that's just a thought that's coming to my head. Yeah. An opinion and a thought that's coming to my head. I had heard about Morgan Rogers' interest earlier on in the window around the Lucho Diaz situation. I know we spoke to his agent, and the agent said we'll be very much up for it, and Aston Villa would be very much up for it if you put £70 million on the table. But Morgan would be very interested in the move to Liverpool. We balked at the price, probably rightly so, I'd say. I mean, he's had a fantastic season, but it's one season, and 70 million was a bit steep. But I think when I heard about the Harvey Elliott case being solved and being sent there, I immediately put two and two together and came out with that theory.
I think it's a solid theory, if I'm honest. I think it would make sense that Liverpool would play the games in that way, because he was adamant that he was going to go to a Champions League team and he's gone to a Europa League one. So he's done Liverpool a favour by going there. He's also gone for a fee of 35 million, which we really wanted 50 million from him, 45 I heard. And we were adamant at that for Leipzig and Spurs. But we did get to add a buyback and a sell-on. So we got both. I don't know whether they're worth 5 million each, but I also...
Has that been confirmed, by the way? Has that been confirmed? Because I think that's the first time I've heard of that in a deal. Or is it common? I haven't heard of it before. Yeah. And has that been confirmed officially?
I think so. I think I saw it. Someone was reporting it. Somebody have to check.
Someone in the chat. Can you check that?
Yeah. And I think at the same time, they got a loan fee for him as well.
Yes.
5 million. So it's around 40 million for him, plus those deals in, and plus those two clauses. But then because it's cheap, it is cheap. And because Liverpool wanted the money now, but Villa can't afford it now, so you're kind of doing them a favour saying,
the payment terms
yeah, pay us later next year, it's fine. But that must be the deal that you're talking about. That must be. Why would we offer them such favourable terms? We just wouldn't. Liverpool they are the most ruthless of businessmen. They will only bend if there's something in it for
Greasing
them.
Of the palms, is that the term?
Yeah, the palms are greased. Like you think Leon have just bought Morton for no reason. Like this, and on the cheap, I think it was 7-8 million. We thought it was 15 before. It's actually 7-8 million. You don't think there's a greasing of the palms with Leon going on? I can tell you there is greasing of the palms going on with Leon because of a certain player that was apparently wanting to move this window and has stayed put because someone's probably asked him to. So
we could have done with him now though in this window.
I think so too. I think so too. But maybe they're thinking get some more experience,
playing time, experience.
Yeah, 100%. Get more guaranteed playing time under your belt.
Makes sense.
Let's continue it. Sorry, I need to sneeze.
Go for it. Sneeze away. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. Malik Fofana, assured, guaranteed starter for Leon. I believe.
In fact, you were the first to mention his name. You know,
I believe. Are they in the Champions League this season?
think they are. I mean,
Definitely Europe.
yeah.
Champions League.
Oh, they are.
There you go. So he gets experience.
Well worth the experience. Do you get what I mean? And look at us. We were struggling because we didn't get Guehi in, and we needed to get another homegrown type, player in. And we've had to leave Guehi out.
Mm.
So it's really
But
interesting.
to finish off the this topic on Elliott, all signs lead to having
An option.
an option of Rodgers to bring in. And I think, guys, I said it on the Red Room yesterday, and I actually think it's a fantastic comparison. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm giving myself some flowers for this comparison. And I want to hear your thoughts on it, Gags. There's certain players that are termed, he was born to play for Liverpool. You could see him in a Liverpool shirt. And when we signed Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I did genuinely believe that at the time. I thought, you know what? He's a Liverpool player.
He was fantastic for the first until he got injured. Absolutely fantastic.
Morgan Rodgers gives me so much access. Oxlade-Chamberlain, it's unreal.
If he can just stay fit, he's just a driver, isn't he, of the ball. Just
Unreal.
insane.
I think that's a fact. Guys,
I would love to have him.
Please don't all congratulate me on a great point altogether.
No, well done, mate. Well done. You should doff the cap. You should. But basically, I think he's the versatile attacker they're all talking about. So I want to just say about Harvey. I really, really love Harvey Elliott. I don't think he's good enough to play in the first 11. I don't think he could get in. I think he's not, doesn't make the first 11. I don't think he has the intensity as well, or the pace, but quality, as in how he plays, the football at his feet, he's incredible. He's a fantastic footballer. Unfortunately, it doesn't suit the style of this manager. Also, I just want to say that behind the scenes with the squad, never a problem, never trouble. Very respectful to everyone, very loving. You could see him trying to hug Emery, and Emery not trying to, not really hugging him back too much. Then he kind of went, "Oh, okay, this guy's a hugger, I better hug him back." And you can see that at Liverpool, that's what he was doing, and the respect he shows Mo. The big thing is Harvey Elliott is a Liverpool fan, grew up a Liverpool fan because of his dad, living down south, like me, and like I live in Wolverhampton. Grizz is down south, Liverpool fan. Let me tell you something, for people who aren't Scousers and love this club, he lived our dream. He lived our dream of being a fan as a player. He was a kid when Mo Salah joined this club. He was a kid who was like my kid, 16 years old, who probably would have fantasies of playing football with someone as I would as a 16-year-old. He lived that fantasy. He got to know his favorite player. He got to become his friend. He got to... Do you get what I'm trying to say here? This guy has lived the dream that we would. He lifted a Premier League trophy, the thing that we would, and he did it with the utmost respect. The way he's pushing Chiesa forward for his song that, when we're celebrating, he seems like the giver in the squad. He seemed like the silent one who lifted people up and made them feel good. So for me, I just want to wish him all the best. I hope he has a super successful career. I hope he absolutely smashes it and goes to the World Cup, because that's one of his dreams. I just want Harvey Elliott to be super, super successful. That is all I want to say, and wish him the best, because he's covered himself in, glory at the club, but also just acted with so much grace in every single thing he did. And I think the Mo Salah response to him, you could see, and his response back to him, big brother type thing, beautiful to see. And that's why Mo Salah's backing all of his players at this, that right now, because he loved that squad. The squad seemed like such a harmonious place to be last year.
I want to echo, without being boring, and I'm not going to repeat the word that you've used, but I just want to echo everything you said. You pretty much nailed it. But I'm actually even more happy and proud of him as a fan, as a supporter, because the media actually tried to tarnish his attitude and personality because of... Do you remember the Harry Kane incident where...
Oh yeah, he's a baby.
He had a laugh and he mocked him when he was a kid. We all that, and obviously they tried to tarnish him. tried to make something of him that he overcame. And I think a massive influence on him was Mohamed Salah in maintaining his, like you said, his composure, his professionalism, his adaptation to becoming a kid into a man, and a player in this day and age in 2025, where it's very easy, very, very easy to go be distracted by outside influences. Kudos to Salah and the people around him, but to Harvey Elliott himself. And yeah, what a guy, what a kid still, to me anyway. And I hope he has an amazing, amazing career. We wish him all the best. And as you said, he lived the dream. He absolutely lived the absolute dream. And fair play to him. And people talk about, the buyback and all that. I think we discussed it a few weeks ago, that how often does that happen? How often do you utilize that clause? And if he's not in Slot's team now, what's to think he'll develop into a Slot player? If Slot has doubts about his physical capabilities, like his physical capabilities are his physical capabilities, they're not going to improve.
I think Liverpool would plan beyond Slot as well. Just say Slot only wants to stay for 3 years and doesn't want to do a Klopp and be here for 8 years. But if Elliott stays at Villa for 4 years, and 4 years later, Liverpool go, the new manager comes and goes, actually, I like him. He's done great at Villa. Let's bring him back in. You have those options for the future. And, I think you have to have those. I think it's from a club. I don't think it's a manager choice. I think it's a club perspective to say, hey, we could buy him back cheap. If the buyback's a cheap one, and then we can buy him back because we've got the deal, but he's actually worth 100 million now. We'll sell him again. Something like that. It's just protecting your investment. I think that's all that Liverpool would do or want to do. And make it a cheap buyback. It might just be a 50 million buyback or something, or 45 million one, so they, really make a small profit. Like I think Quanza's is 50 million buyback as well.
I actually think after, even though I've said that, guys, I actually haven't given up on Quanza completely. I just want to play out.
You never know. I think that's the thing. You never know how.
Quanza one's intriguing to me personally. I genuinely think if he can sort himself out, regain some fitness and form, and overcome this seemingly mental barrier that he went through in the last season or so, I don't think the Quanza at Liverpool story is completely finished. Just an opinion.
And whilst we're on centre-backs and moving away from Harvey, I really wanted to just comment on this because I know we've spoke about Isak a little bit already. And by the way, very, very excited about Alexander Isak joining Liverpool. I am listening to all the songs that people are creating. I am absolutely loving every single one. And he's good. The boy's going to have an album if everybody wants to sing them all. I'm sure he'll have a flipping album before he's even kicked the ball.
Well, we do actually need a new album for all of our players. Like all the best songs have gone.
Yeah, exactly. We need a new album getting created. So, hey, we've got some players in. Let's go. Dom Szoboszlai, folks, needs a song. Anybody needs a song? But Guehi, this really pissed me off on Monday night, bro. This really pissed me off. Not because of the 7 transfer thing, because I'd won that anyway with Mamadashvili and Wood, whatever his name is, and
whatever.
Right. But more because I thought this guy was the difference maker, like the other opposition fans say. And I really did think, what a guy. Like, apparently he's really, really upset. He's really pissed. It doesn't look like it on the England game, but privately he's really pissed off at Palace. I think the international break came at a good time for him, because had he been at Palace at the same, like for this, I reckon it would have been fireworks in the next game. Like, you would have refused to play. But because he's going to be away for 2 weeks and coming back fresh, he might have blown over by then, and calmer heads.
Simmer down.
Yeah, calmer heads will prevail. But what a dickhead move from Parish and Glasner. Well, Glasner really for saying...
Glasner, I was going to say, not really Parish. Yeah, Parish.
Parish was in the bloody gym, mate, for 2 hours before 6 o'clock. The cheeky shit. Like, sort your players out. What you're doing, sort your manager out. You're doing it's transfer window day. That's why the manager gets pissed. When you're chairman, you should be doing deals or should be involved on the final day. Pissing about. You got a whole life to go to gym, bro. There's some deals sorted. Get him a flipping defender. What are you doing in the gym? All father, he done them. Fucking twat. breathing out of his fucking mouth breathing shithead. You know, I hate Glasner and I hate Parish. I will not say the same about Palace fans. I think they're great, by the way. So I'm not going to tarnish the whole club because it's not about that. I think the fans are fantastic, and I know a lot of fans that are my friends who are great. But those two, absolute dickheads, absolute playing with someone's career.
The irony,
playing with someone's career. It's not right, just not right. So both of them should get in the bin. If there was a Gunner of the Week award, they both get it.
I think Glasner deserves it more than Parish. I think Parish had absolutely agreed and okayed and wanted him. Not wanted him gone, but
he's the boss. He agreed to Glasner not sending him.
I think Glasner. So this is where the rumors start, guys. So Glasner, obviously, the deal fell through because Igor from Brighton's move fell through to Crystal Palace. Now the rumor is, word on the street is that Glasner didn't promise Igor starting berth. And people are saying he done that on purpose. So therefore that move would buckle because West Ham have promised him a starting berth. Igor wanted to leave Brighton for guaranteed starting. That's why he's leaving Brighton. And the rumor is that Glasner sort of programmed all this to happen like this. And so therefore he would kick up a fuss at last minute. Parish wouldn't be able to bring in anyone last minute. And therefore he'd keep Marc Guehi. But this is so unfair on Marc Guehi. So unfair. As we know, he done the farewell video. As we know, he was in the tracksuit.
We leaked the video.
Yeah.
Somebody was as pissed off as me.
Absolutely. And as we know, he was in his tracksuit, done the medical, was literally waiting for the flight back to Liverpool to do the rest of the edits and everything else. And the final signature. And then this happened. That happened. Now, Glasner is not good. I was going to say that. Glasner is an awful man manager. And the irony of it all is, I don't think he stays there at Palace, Glasner. I think he's off to the next big job that comes along. Probably, possibly, Leverkusen.
Yeah, I think the summer's too far. I think he'd probably go to another club where, if someone outbids us on wages. Because he couldn't join us until actually the summer, but someone else like a Real Madrid could sign him on a pre-contract on January 1st. And that would be that.
But they can't. Will Real Madrid sign Konate and Guehi?
What they're bastards. They're the biggest bastards in the world. Like literally, there's no bigger bastard than them. So if Guehi's joining, he's joining in Jan for me. Otherwise, he's not. In my opinion.
Think so?
Yeah. I think so. I would say he would join in Jan. Because remember, with the player like that, who was literally joining, having his interview with you, and the way the player is, he's a man of his word. Doesn't kick up a fuss. Shaking hands on a deal. I think his heart will be here right now. And I think Liverpool will want to...
Why are you suddenly saying that if he's asked or they've begged him to stay for another season, why are you suddenly saying that you don't think he'll join in the summer then? So who cares who comes in for him? His heart's set on Liverpool. Why would it change?
But what about if Liverpool say, we've got someone else in Jan?
No, Liverpool.
Sorry, in summer, by the summer. Might be.
No, I don't think Liverpool say that.
Might be. I don't think we wait for a whole year. I just can't see it, bro.
No. We obviously tried to advance in January, but I think Marc Guehi, I'm fairly confident Marc Guehi becomes a Liverpool player.
Yeah. I personally think if it's not Jan, it won't happen. It's one of those things.
Interesting.
But I think he'll feel let down as well as a player that we didn't come back and Jan to get him.
This is my point. Too much has happened between the two clubs and the player, and behind the scenes.
And Parish needs a slap and needs to eat his own crap for this and give it cheap in Jan.
Marc Guehi, told all his confidence around him.
Everybody was so happy. And the other thing is, mate, they want to make some money. They don't want him to go free. Palace are desperate to make something.
You know how Madrid gave us a bit of a fee for Trent in the end. I think that's what we should do with Marc Guehi. Give him 10, 15 million and bring him in.
It's worth it for 6 months, man. At the end of the season, he'd be so big for us.
100%.
from a defensive perspective. It'd be fantastic. And who knows, like a lot of you are saying, the Chuck Glasner might be gone by then.
Yeah, that's my point as well.
Might be effed off by then, so who cares?
Great
But
chat.
yeah, I was really pissed. Anyway, we are over our hour.
Great chat. Enjoyed that. Thank you very much, people, for joining us. International break. I know everyone's out and about, holidays, doing things, bits and bobs, but we thought we'd still give you some content. We still thought we need a Liverpool catch-up. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah, fantastic day, fantastic game, show, and hopefully a fantastic year ahead. We've just talked about some big games. We'll probably on the next one do some predictions next week on what we think is going to happen over those one by one. But we'll probably just do one game at a time, actually. But yeah, maybe we'll do the points thing. You know, when we do 5 games, what points we think we'll get. We'll do one of those. That'll be fun as well. So yeah, I do miss football. I do want to watch Liverpool. I hate it when this happens and we just get in and then Liverpool disappear. Especially when we sign someone like Isaac. I miss it. So it's a week left until they're back. The boys are back. Liverpool, please release the behind-the-scenes Isaac video. Like, I'm waiting. I need Isaac content. The hell are you guys playing at? You know, give it.
We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Let these fixtures play out over the weekend, and then during the boring midweek, we release it there.
Okay, there you go. We'll trust in Grizz as always. Have a great weekend, folks, and yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.